Welcome back to GoDadFarming. This is day 5 of trying to make as much money as we can towards our Farming Simulator 25 first farm. Now, I've been watching the tomato prices, guys, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is time. It is time to sell these tomatoes and get them off our hands and make a little money. If you've been watching us since the start, you kind of know it's been a little bit of a struggle. Things have been progressing a little too slowly, and we haven't been really making ground up on our funds. But right now we're sitting at $47,000. We made about 32,000, 33,000 in our last stream. So this one, I think we could put another dent in it and see what we could make. Now, I have warned everybody so far of two things. One, I am not good at using the forks on a front loader, forklift, or anything, so this is going to be a trip. Two, this trailer is literally not made for this, so we're just going to have to try and do our best to get these in there. They might look like a trash heap. I'm not sure. Maybe maybe this won't work. Oh, maybe this won't work as well as what I'm hoping it will. But we're going to try to make it work because I cannot afford to buy another trailer, guys. And quite frankly, I don't want to spend the money to rent another trailer. So we're just going to do it carefully and do it quickly. Now, I think that's a beautifully loaded trailer. And if anybody has anything mean to say, well, I'm just going to let you know, I've always been taught if I have nothing nice to say, not to say anything at all. So, take it for what you will. That's a beautiful trailer to me. And here we go. This is the fun part. This is where we sell off all of our tomatoes. And we just watch that money go up. I always wonder why it takes so long to sell tomatoes and other vegetables like this, but like pallet products. But if I were to bring bales here, it just literally, it snaps them all away really quickly, sells them, and it's no problem. Will it not sell the tipped over pallet? See if I could fix that, I guess. Oh, hitting anybody's car. Sorry, guys. That's new. Oh, that's news to me that it won't sell tipped over pallets. So, all right, there we go. I am not really impressed with the money we made. We're gonna have to. I mean, obviously at this point it's too late to get rid of them or anything, but we may have to consider adding more. Not sure. That was definitely not worth it, in my opinion. But money is money. So we're still up. We move on. We've progressed through the winter. It is March 1st. I'm going to mow our small little field. I'm still kind of reeling on how we made next to no money on the tomatoes. It's really disappointing to me. I've never really done a greenhouse like that before so far in Farming Simulator, so seeing how little you make, it sort of makes me wonder why it's even worth it. I guess if you have a ton of greenhouses, I mean, that could make sense. It's pretty much passable income, but I don't know, man. It's a little disappointing. I feel like we should have made a little more off that. We sold it at the height of its price too. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. So I better check this. Yeah, we're gonna harvest this field up. Gonna get it all baled and wrapped, and then we have one of our other small fields over at the farm that's ready to go, and we're gonna get that harvested and all done up, and hopefully by then we could wrap these, get them sold, make a little more money, and by the time we do all that, it should be just about time to get the canola out of the field, I would assume. So I went ahead and finished wrapping all those bales in those fields, and they're going to be sitting in the field waiting and fermenting, ready for us to sell. Now, I went ahead and bought a little bit larger of a water tank to fill our gardens up with. This wasn't so much to make more money or be more efficient or anything, but more or less, I just get really aggravated when I have to make 30 trips back and forth with water to fill these things. So I went ahead, spent a little money. It cost me $8,000, but I sold the old one for about $2,000. So, I mean, did we spend money? Yes, but it is what it is. I just want to make sure this is done. And why is this not working? That is very... There we go. I had to play with it a little bit, but I did finally get it to work. Apparently, I have to be right on top of this other water tank. So this one should be just about full. I'm going to take it back, do one more trip, and fill the other water tank. Now, I did notice a problem with the other, with the smaller garden of the two. For some reason, it's not producing anything. I have it set to produce and to spawn items, but it's not seeming to do anything. I don't know if that's because I have the large one on the property or what it is. So I'm going to take a look at that as well as I fill it up with water. All right, we've progressed a couple months. Just kind of waiting for our canola to get ready. Our grass fields are still growing. We're collecting these bales up so this way we could take them and sell them off as silage. There's just not a whole lot to do between the canola growing and actually being harvested. So we've kind of just got to fill our time. I've been managing moving pallets at the tomatoes. There's really not growing that quickly either, so I'm not sure if we need more greenhouses or what's going on. Regardless, I'm going to take these. I'm going to make some money off of them, so this way we can get a little fun. And I've got a little tiny plan that I'm thinking about right now, and I'm not sure if I'm going to pull the trigger or not. All right, so I've got a little plan. There's a field of canola just a little off of our small field in the center of town that we bought for the grass. It's already planted with canola. It should be ready about the same exact time that ours is ready. I'm wondering if we don't buy that field so we don't have to do any of the actual field work, and we don't have to put any of the work in or money in to actually take care of it, but we could buy it just before harvest time for about $25,000, I think it was, and we could make out like bandits, because I'm pretty positive that the canola in that field is going to more than make up for itself if we buy that field. So I think that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a huge chunk of change, and you know, being that we're already about halfway through this challenge, it is going to be a little bit of a risk, even though we are making the money back. But I think it could pay off dividends going into the next harvest. We are going to probably get at least one more harvested, if not two, before the end of the series. So I think it's worth the chance, and it's worth the risk. We're probably gonna take that risk and try it out. But with that said, we do have probably a couple more months left before we have to do that. So we're just gonna wait and have to see how it turns out. Well, guys, just another day mowing our property. Sometimes it kind of feels like we're never going to get to the point where we can just harvest our canola. You know, there's just so much to do with this grass, and we don't really have a choice but to keep taking care of it. We only have one tractor, so we can't even set the AI just to do it, and while we go like complete our other tasks. One thing I will say is we are super close to harvesting that canola, and we can only be excited about the fact that we're about to get a boatload of money out of this field for the silage that we're about to make, as well as a ton of money out of those canola fields. I am actually really interested to see how much more money the canola makes compared to the silage, or vice versa. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe we should have just been mowing and doing silage the entire time. I'm not sure. So I am interested. And also, like, I think by doing this all, even though the progress isn't as fast as what we initially wanted it to be, we're learning a lot towards how we're going to start our farm on Farming Simulator 25. And as long as we make, like I said from the start, at least $100,000, we're going to be in great shape. I mean, we have already seen how far we've come in just one turn of the seasons in this game. So I'm sure in the next game, if we start with a low amount of money, we could just build it up and, you know, do what we've been doing. There's one other thing I'd like to play with in maybe not in FS22, but definitely in FS25, I would really like to start using the precision farming. I've seen a lot of streamers using that, and I don't really know much about it, so I've been sort of hesitant to even, oh, I should probably check this field. I've been sort of hesitant to even try it, but it's definitely something I want to take a look into, figure out how to use, and then do so. And that goes for the precision farming, the cattle, you know, everything. I want to get into a little bit of everything. I want to be able to make money however I think it's fun at the time. So we're definitely going to be whoop, there's a tree there. We're definitely going to be branching out to a little bit of everything and trying to kind of, you know, diversify how we're making money and having fun, and give you different things to watch every single day. I've been quite the busy little bird the last little bit here. I finished mowing all the grass. I finished baling it all. Now I'm on to wrapping, but unfortunately my tractor's just about out of gas, so we're just heading to the gas station here. We're gonna get some gas filled up, then we're gonna stop at this field. We're gonna wrap these up. We're gonna wrap the rest of the bales at the farm, and we should be ready to turn that into silage and make some money. Now, this fuel tank is pretty much, well, it's pretty much empty, so hopefully when I go to fill it, it won't cost too much, but I'm betting it's going to cost about $1,000 if I had to guess. I was way off. It only cost us about $500 to fill, which is great news, so we're going to get these bales all wrapped up. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I feel like you guys have watched so much bale wrapping and grass cutting and everything else that we could probably just skip ahead for now and move on to the next task. So I'm going to wrap these up and I'll pick up the video right after I'm done. So something odd happened a few minutes ago when I was wrapping bales up over near the farm where our first canola field is. I was just kind of wrapping bales, and all of a sudden my controller just became completely unresponsive, and we ended up driving through our field of canola a little bit, destroying the crop just a tiny bit. It's not a huge deal. It's definitely not going to cost too much money in the long run, but it's just weird. I'm kind of curious if anybody else said that happened where their controller, it didn't die, it just kind of stopped being responsive, and all of a sudden your tractor took off and kept driving. I wasn't even in drive. I didn't have the throttle pushed down, nothing, so it was kind of weird that the tractor took off. I've never had that happen before. All right, well, I just finished baling it up. There's the crop damage that I was talking about earlier, so that was definitely not ideal. Yeah, just very strange. Definitely a little disappointing, but at the same time, I know it's not going to make a huge difference, so we won't be too worried about it. Now I'm going to put this back. Once again, I'm just going to grab these bales and then I'm going to sell them pretty much immediately. It's pretty much paid off every single time to just sell these bales immediately. So that's what we're going to do here. I turn on this auto load. Get them all loaded up one by one. And I thought we'd get to at least the point of harvesting, well, of starting a harvest for the canola, but it looks like that's going to be the next video, so we're gonna have to wait on that. We can advance to the day though, so on the next video we should be able to at least start off with harvesting. So that's absolutely my goal. We have to get that canola harvested at the start of the next video, or we're going to be in a bit more of a time crunch than I wanted to get to 100,000. Now, honestly though, these bales right here might get us to 100,000. So we're just going to have to see where we end up when we sell these. Also have to see where exactly we need to take these, whether it's the BGA or I know there's that other selling point. Now, while I was baling up too, I dropped at least one bale down into the pond. It sort of just got away and rolled off on me, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be way more difficult to grab and get out of the pond than it's even worth, so we're just going to let it hang out there. What's going on with these straps? Come on. There we go. Oh, the trailer almost tipped. Why is it stacking all of them on one side? Man, this trailer, this thing's looking a little sketchy today. I've also got all these bales, and I have the bales down in town. Is that... No, that can't be right. Let's try that again. I have all the bales in town as well. Well, there's only 3 bales in town, so... I truly don't understand what's going on, why it's not stacking these properly. I've never had this problem before. We're going to take this one just how it is. We're not going to try to add the ones downtown onto here. Now, we are going to go into our menu here, and we need to look and make sure... Oh, man, the price is pretty low today. I don't know if I want to sell it at that. I mean, we're $80 off. No, we're not going to sell it at that. Wait, I almost made another mistake. Holy crap. Guys, I almost just sold these bales and they're not even fermented yet. What am I doing? Man, imagine making the same mistake twice. Jeez. Alright, we're going to let these ferment here for a few. We're going to leave these here. Wow, I can't believe I almost did that again. That is crazy, dude. No way I do that twice. Guys, I've advanced a day. It is June 1st. I'm standing out here in our canola field, and I've got to say, it is beautiful. It is almost time to harvest this beautiful crop and make... All right, everybody, we've reached canola harvest time. Now, a couple things is going on here today. One, we have to, well, oh, geez, we have to move tomatoes big time. We have to big time move tomatoes out of the way. Did I say potatoes or tomatoes? We have to move tomatoes out of the way, regardless of what I said. Tomatoes. We have to move tomatoes. We also have to sell this silage. We're going to double check it now that I've only almost sold it wrong twice. We're going to double check it. Yep, it's ready to be sold. So we're going to sell this. We're going to sell this silage. All right. 2, well, this would be 3. So move the tomatoes, sell the silage would be 2. 3 is going to be figure out a way that we can mow those grass fields because they're ready to harvest again. While we go ahead and start harvesting our canola. Now, I don't know if that means I'm going to harvest while my tractor's off mowing, and then maybe I'll bring the trailer back, or maybe we'll rent another tractor just to get the mowing done while we spend our time harvesting. Regardless, we've waited so long to harvest this canola that we are going to be the ones harvesting. We are going to stay on board that harvester and have a good time doing it. So, first things first, let's get this done. And also, that's not going to be in today's video, the harvesting. We are going to start next video off with the harvest and everything. But in this video, I wanted to make sure that we get these bales sold. Now, I know we sold them at a little less value than what we did before. I think it was about $285 was the price, and what we had sold them for was $335. But we're going to take the hit on that. I just want to get them sold. I don't want anything waiting around the farm. You know, as the days tick by, I want to make sure that we just keep getting as much money as possible. I also wanted to consider buying a field that I saw in the middle of town, and I'll take you guys out there. We picked up those bales in the middle of town, and now I'm pulling up on this field. As you can see, it's field 15. It's a pretty small field. However, it is already taken care of. It's already planted. It is ready to be harvested. Way up here, right here. It's a nice narrow field, nice shape to it. It's only $31,000. So, oh, well, all right, I was wrong. It's not ready to be harvested, but I mean, it's going to be. Harvest season is now. So if it's not ready right now, it's going to be by the time we finish those other fields. So, I mean, it's a pretty good sized field. It's not huge by any means. Maybe 3 passes with a harvester. I don't know. Maybe maybe we sit back and we see how much. Maybe I take 3 passes with our harvester on the fields we have, on one of the fields we have. And I just go ahead and, how am I going to get out of here? Can't back this trailer up. Oh, crap. Anyway, maybe I take 3 to 4 passes with the harvester on the fields we already have. And I see how much that is. If it's 31 grand that I can make from that, then maybe we just go ahead and we buy this field. If it's less, then we just leave the field as is and just take the money to the bank. I think that's what we have to do. With that being said, that's going to be the end of today's video. All I'm going to do off stream, I'm going to go sell these 3 bales, which shouldn't really make us much money at all. So if you liked what you saw on today's video, hit the like button. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Tune in for more moving forward. And if you have anything that's going to help us, moving forward, whether it's suggestions or comments, or if you even just want to yell at me over something stupid I did, definitely feel free in the comment section. I'm going to read any comments I get. Obviously, I don't get a ton, so anything I see, I'm going to read and I'm going to address right here in the video. So, yeah, stay tuned. Tune in for the next one, and we'll be seeing you later. Adios.